everyone, welcome to Hilltop View Journals. I wanted to pop on today and show you a really simple tutorial on how to create this ideas book, and I'm going to be using this in the latest RachandBella Crafts collaboration. I'm due on the 8th of July and I'm so excited to be taking part. It's a hashtag, let me think now, I keep on getting this wrong, Crafty Summer Simples. I hope that's right. I'll put it in the video description anyway, so you'll be able to see what the hashtag is. And I wanted to make something with the lovely collaborative kit between RachandBella Crafts and Angela Kerr. So it's a very simple, elasticated, loose journal. I'm calling it an ideas book because I'm hoping to follow along and actually copy a lot of the ideas that we're presented with during the collaboration, and then keep it as an ideas book so I can use it later on in some of my other projects. This is a really, really simple way to create a journal cover. You can use this for almost anything. Very few tools are required, and I've just used a masterboard as the base for this. So without further ado, I shall crack on with the tutorial, and I hope that you really enjoy what you see today. This is what I'm going to be using for the collaboration journal, and it's just a cereal box, and I've done a very simple masterboard on it with various scraps. There's some book pages, stuff from your creative studio, there's some digital kit leftovers, just thrown everything by the kitchen sink at that, I think. And because I want this to be a really simple journal cover, I don't want to spend too much time on it, I'm going to be adding some of the very cute elements from the kit, or kits I should say, by RachandBella Crafts and Angela Kerr. And I'm just going to place 3 on the front like that, and then I'll place 3 on the side, on the back I should say, there. Very simple. And what I want to do is mount them on some lightweight chipboard. This is the back of a notepad, I think. So I'm going to stick them on there, and I am going to then probably distress the edges and also put some gold on there, I think, just to give them a little bit of an edge. And what I need to do is find a glue stick. So I'm using my Q-Connect glue stick today, and this was recommended by Nigeza Creates. So I'm just going to pop these on here and glue them down really well. Right, I'm going to leave those to get a good grip before I start cutting them. So what else do I need to do? I need to find some pages to go on the inside, and I think I need to put more chipboard or something on there to make it more sturdy, and I need to do the spine and make that sturdier. And in terms of size, I've just got an A4 sheet of paper folded, and the most important thing is, because I'm going to be using elastic for stitching, because I want to be able to pull the pages out, it needs to be quite high. So there's a lot more, because you're going to have eyelets. You're going to have eyelets there and there, and there and there. so they need to be higher than the actual paper. Otherwise I would chop it off and make it look a bit neater, but that's the size it needs to be. Okay, so that's that. So let's go and have a look to see what I can put on the inside. This is the sort of the blue toned elements of the kits that I've pulled out, and what I've done is I've just done some simple watercolour washes on the back of the pages instead of printing them. Now then, I'm going to have to use 2 sheets, and I want to go all the way to the edge. Okay, so I really like that one. So that will make quite a nice subtle cover. They're all gorgeous, but I need ones that haven't really got a direction. So I think, yeah, I think I'll use that one because I've messed up on that one a bit. So let's do that. And okay, now you'll see here I haven't folded over the edges, which was a bit silly. So I'll just put some distress ink there, I think, or distress oxide I've got here. But I think what I did was, when I made this bigger, so I did fold over those, but obviously that's got lost since I've cut it. So this is the ground espresso, so it's quite dark. Okay, now then, what I need to do is find some suitable chipboard, I think. So I've got some Amazon packaging here, so I think that'll do because it was close to hand. So let's just open it up. Now I printed this on 140 GSM, so it's quite weighty, and I don't think I will fold it because it's going to add more bulk to the journal cover and it'll be harder to sew. So I think I'll just I'm just going to go to the edges with it. Do something with the spine as well. I think I'll need something a bit heavier maybe. What I could do is 2 strips. I've got some of these left. Yeah, I'll cut 2 of these, I think. Just wondering what to cover that with. I think I'll wait until I've got some. Oh, actually, I could cover it with that. Yeah, let's do that. Yep, I could also go on the outside as well, but we'll stick with the inside for now. And let that dry. Let's go back to our little tea cards. Going to ink around these now and then put some gold on there. Okay, so those are nicely ready to be stuck on. Let's have a look how these are doing. Okay, so I don't think my machine will go through the 2 sheets of cardstock, so I'm going to sew them separately, I think, and then glue the panels in. Okay, so time for some sewing, I think. I shall be right back. Okay, so I've sewn around everything, and whilst I'm waiting for my glue gun to warm up, I think I will do some more gold edging, as my fingers are all sticky anyway. I may add some pockets on these, and it would have made sense to have done it whilst I was at the sewing machine, but I'm going to leave it for now. And put some gold on here. Okay, and let's do the spine. And I think what I'll do is I will still can't work out which way to I think it's this way. Yeah, I'm going to get a little brush for the glue, I think. So I'm going to use the Kohlol glue on the inside and then the glue gun on the outside, just to give it a really good base. Okay. The only way to avoid a gap is by actually covering the edge. But honestly, I don't mind it. You can sand it when it's dry and cover it, and it'll, you can hardly see it now. So I'm gonna let it dry before doing anything to it. So that's one side done. So I'll be letting all that dry and mould into place, and then I'll probably sand the edges and re-ink them. Right, I just need to do the spine. I don't think I need the hot glue gun on this. So I've got some glue over there, which is a bit of a pain, but that's the way it is. And that's why I don't like Collol or Fabri-Tac, because it goes everywhere. At least with a glue gun, you can just, I don't know, rub it off, I think. Okay, I'm just gonna pop that on there, pop that on there. And then we need to do my little cards. So let's have a look now. Wanted one about there. One about there. One about there. Okay. Okay. So we're getting there. So I've got quite a nice sturdy cover now. I need to do something with the glue there at some point. Sand down the edges. That's nice and solid. And I really like that. Nothing fussy. And it doesn't need to be fussy for an ideas book. It's just really a folder. So once all this is glued nice and hard, I'll then put the eyelets in and the elastic. So everything's glued nice and tight and the finish is okay. There's a slight gap maybe there where I've added the two pieces of card together, but a little bit more glue on that and a bit more sanding and it would be absolutely fine. So for what I'm going to use this for, it's absolutely perfect. And I've got some bling here. I need to put some of these corner protectors on somehow. Not too sure how you do that. I don't even know which way it goes. I think it goes that way. I suppose it doesn't really matter. That's the decorative bit. I don't know if they're going to be a little bit too bulky, but we'll give it a go. And I got my crocodile to the side here. There we go. And I'm going to put in the eyelets here and here. You could put an eyelet in the middle and have a nice little closure. I'm not going to do that because I have no idea how I want the closure to go, or even if I need a closure. I could even just tie it with some sari silk or something. So I'm just going to leave that. I'm not going to worry too much. Or I could even put one inside there before I do anything to the inside covers, like put a pocket or anything. Because I'm not too sure how this is going to work, I don't really want to go much further than getting this ready to put the signatures in, and then I'll have another play with it and see how it goes. Alrighty, so the first thing I want to do is put in the eyelets, and I could measure, possibly. Probably would look better if I measured. Maybe I will. Let's have a look. Let's see how awkward this is going to be. So I kind of got about 2.5 centimeters. I only want 2 signatures. So if I do 1/2 centimetre in from one side there, and 1/2 centimetre there. So in inches, I don't really know. Don't really work in inches. Can you see that on the camera there? Possibly. If I bring it up. Probably not. I'm sure if you go on Google and do a conversion, you'll be able to find it. So I want to go as close as I possibly can to the top to give myself enough elastic to fit the signatures between, because the last thing I want is to have to cut down the pages to fit between the elastic. That would be disaster. Okay, let's give this a go then. I always get nervous doing this because once you've done a hole, that's it really, isn't it? Do I have to do a big hole? Yes, I do, unfortunately. Right, come on, let's just do it. Worst comes to worst, I just have to cover the hole with another piece of card. That's not the end of the world, is it? She says. No way these are going to be straight. Okay. I don't wing things in the other parts of my life. It's only crafting I take chances and do silly things. Oh dear, that was a bit of an effort. And there we go, that's the inside. Not quite in line. But it'll do. We'll see what it looks like now when I put the eyelets on. Well, at least they fit anyway. Now then, I don't know if I've got the right setting on these, so I've been playing with the setting. No, I don't think I have I? Oh, it's not too bad. Okay, so something to consider when you're buying your eyelets, and I've only just realised this when I went to look, because I didn't have any antique eyelets. So I went looking on Amazon, and some of the eyelets, they do actually have different depth on this bit here. So if you're going through layers of card like I am, ideally you'd have sort of taller eyelets. Something I learnt today. Every day is a school day. Okay, so this is 2mm elastic cord. Another one of the crafting mysteries is which cord to buy. And I don't think I've ever got it right. I really don't know. Like 0.5 millimeters is too thin. 1 is too thin. 2 is a little bit too thick. 1.5 maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I've gone with 2 today. See what this looks like. And okay, I'm not very good at this, as in I'm not very practiced, but I'm going to tie it in the middle there. Oh, see, that looks too thick, doesn't it? That looks way too thick. Hang on a second, I've got some more here, but I think that's 2mm as well. Yeah, that's 2mm. This, I would say, is either 0.5 or 1. I think I might go with that one. Let's see what that looks like. Chuck that out the way. See, this one looks too thin. I've got this one, 1.5. 1.5 looks perfect, but it's white. go with the white. There we go. Decision made. 1.5 is the best. Hopefully next time when I order this, I'll remember that. Okay, so let's just do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 4 lengths. I have no idea if that's right, but I'd rather cut off too much. Okay. So what I've got is I've gone in through the top from the front to the back, or from the front to the inside, and I'm leaving a piece there. And then what I'm going to do is with the other end is I'm going to go in there like that. So you've got just a piece going across there. And I'm going to go down. And I'm going to go in through the inside, back through on the outside, and there. So I've got loads of left, so probably 3 times would be enough. 3 times the size of your journal. I'm just going to loosely tie this for now, because I need to put the signatures in before I know how tight to tie it. Okay, I'll chop some off. Leave plenty. Okay, I'm sure I'll find a use for that. All right, so there's the elastic. Let's have a go at, right, so I've got this as well, and I was thinking that would be a good place for that. So I need a label. And I need my letter stamps, something subtle. Okay, so I'm going to draw the inside here. And possibly reposition it. So we've got, so we can just put it in the middle like that. Just tidy up a little bit here. And I never put these back in order because I find it takes longer to put them in alphabetical order than it does to have them random and try and find the letters. It just used to drive me insane, so I gave up. And I find this a much better process, just trying to find the right letters. I'm sure that must drive some people crazy, but I like it. So I'm just going to press the paper in so I know where to cut. Hopefully that is right. Yep. And just really need a slither from the bottom. Okay, so I am going to just loosely glue this. I find it easier to glue it onto the frame than to try and slip it in. I know it means that it's stuck in there and you can't change it. But honestly, as crafters, we'd just make another journal cover, wouldn't we? Yeah. Okay, so that's like that. You could go and put brads in there if you like. I'm not going to bother. I am just going to stick it down with my trusty glue gun. Let me just put that on there and tidy up. This is another annoying thing. When you come to the end of the glue stick and you've got one hanging out. Anyone got a resolution for that? And this is such a mess. I really should clean it. Really should clean it. Okay, so I'm going to do the top and bottom. And just drop it there. And wherever it lands, it's stuck. Okay, there's my ideas book. It's looking quite utilitarian, I think. Clinical, maybe. I think it definitely needs a bit more frills and stuff, which maybe I'll add at some point. Okay, what do we do with these? So let me see if I can just use one of these tools I've got here. I think the flat one would be okay. Looks all right. I usually put a bit of glue on there, but I think actually, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll chuck some glue in there just to give it a bit of reinforcing before I squeeze the life out of it. There we go. And I'm just going to do the other three. And there we go. So some are a bit more squished than others. I'm sure with a bit of playing you can straighten them out or squish them a bit more. I don't think these tools that I've got are the best. There we are. I'm happy with that. It's absolutely fine. And once it's full of gorgeous papers with the kits from Kerr and Rachel and Bella Crafts. It's going to be divine. Okay, so I'm going to go and find some papers to fill this journal with, and then we'll have a look at how this is going to look at the end. Got a selection of papers. I've chosen the more blue and green tones, although that's pretty pink. But yeah, I've gone with the bluish tones from the lovely kit, as you can see here. And I've just covered the backs with watercolour. I've got some book pages. I've got some random pages that I've taken from a signature that Rachel gave us in the craft retreat in Malvern at the beginning of the year. I've got some original ephemera there, more book pages. This is from Rachel, one of Rachel's digital kits. Can't remember the name of it, but she does have some like French ephemera kits there, so they're really handy. Got a little bit of brown paper. And what I'm going to do is just put them down, and oh gosh, that's bright. Just alternate things. I don't know how many pages I want in a signature. I'll just see how bulky it gets as I go along. Beauty about doing it like this with the elastic is that you can change them, and which is what I like. I like having options. I've got the dreaded white page there. Don't we all hate a white page? Page is missing a wonderful piece there. Okay. I'm going to keep that page for a signature because it's just so gorgeous. Mind you, so is that. It's hard to choose. Right. So, okay, we've got a little bit of room there. Let's put that one in. This looks like it's almost sticky paper, I think. Might have a play with that. And put that like that, and I think I'll have that like that, and I'm going to have one like that. I might have to trim these down, but that's no problem. And so that's more than enough, but I'm really not going to worry about it because I can always take more out. Because one of the things when you bind a journal together and then you decide to stuff it full of ephemera, particularly an ideas book like this, you end up with more than a gator mouth. It's almost sort of unmanageable to work in. So I don't want that. And the other thing I wanted to mention is you may prefer folding each page individually and then putting them together and then trimming off the edge where you've got that creep. But I find if you fold it all together, you do get far less creep here. Now, if I folded every one of these individually, then the creep would be around here somewhere. And that is particularly useful when you're using travellers or when you're making travellers journals because it takes up far less space. So that's about okay for me. And I just need to trim off, I think, this page here. So I'll do that with a ruler. Keep your strips. They make perfect ruffles. All right, and I'm going to pop that in there. Okay, it's my first signature. I'm not going to do anything to the pages at all because I am going to treat each page, which is 4 sides. So technically 4 page spreads. I'm going to keep them and do them each one individually and play along as I go. That's the plan. Right, okay, so I'm going to put the next one together. Of course, this page is from the Creating a Garden Story, and I love her. I do love this Angela. And I know you've got a beautiful pink one in the Simples kit, so I'll be using that as well. But there we go. So that is my ideas book. Now, if I leave it like this, you can see it's pretty springy. So it probably is going to need some kind of closure. And by the time I start filling it, it's going to end up like that. So I'm definitely going to have to take some pages out. But for now, these are the signatures, and this is what I am going to be working in during the collaboration in July, which I can't wait to take part in. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, making a very simple journal cover, which you can use as an ideas book or a journal or a notebook or anything that you want to use it for. And I really hope that you will join everybody that is taking part in the collaboration with RachandBella Crafts and Angela Kerr during the month of July. Have fun, everybody.